Special audit to be conducted by the accountant nominated by the principal, chief commissioner, principal commissioner, commissioner. The accountant by whom the audit should be carried out would be nominated by the principal, chief commissioner, principal commissioner, commissioner of the income tax, specifically for the purpose of, and the auditor is required to furnish the report of his audit in the prescribed form, duly signed and verified by him, and setting forth such other particulars as may be prescribed, and also giving details in regard to such additional particulars as the assessing officer may require in respect of each individual case. The report of the auditor should be furnished in form number 6B prescribed under Rule 14A of the Income Tax Rules 1962. The accountant appointed for carrying out the audit becomes liable to carry out the requirements of audit as directed by the assessing officer, and it is the principal commissioner and not the assessee who would be his client for this purpose. Opportunity of being here to be given before issuing directions for special audit. The Supreme Court in Rajesh Kumar and ORS versus DC 80 2006 observed that the order under section 142 subsection 2A is a quasi-judicial order. Therefore, the principle of natural justice have to be applied, and the assessee has to be given an opportunity of being heard before directing the special audit. The principle of natural justice are based on two principles, namely, 1. Nobody shall be condemned unheard. Nobody shall be judged of his own cause. Once it is held that the assessee suffers civil consequences and any order passed would be prejudicial to him, the principles of natural justice must be held to be implicit. If the principles of natural justice were to be excluded, the Parliament could be said so expressly. Accordingly, to give effect to the observations of the Supreme Court, it has been provided that the assessing officer is required to give the assessee an opportunity of being heard before issuing directions for special audit under section 142 subsection 2A. Special audit may be directed even if the accounts are audited under any other law. The assessing officer is empowered to direct the audit to be carried out in case of any particular assessee, even if the accounts of the assessee have already been audited under any other law for the time being in force or otherwise. Time limit. The report of the auditor after conducting the audit must be furnished to assessing officer by the assessee within the period specified by the assessing officer in his order. The assessing officer is, however, entitled suo motu on receipt of an application made in this behalf by the assessee for any sufficient reason to extend the time limit by such further period or periods as he deems fit. Further, the aggregate of the period originally fixed and the period or periods so extended should not exceed 180 days in any case. This time limit of 180 days must be reckoned from the date on which the assessing officer directions to get the accounts audited is received by the assessee. Expenses of special audit to be paid by the central government. Here the direction of special audit is issued by the assessing officer. The expenses of and the incidental to such special audit, including remuneration of accountant, shall be determined by the principal, chief commissioner, principal commissioner, commissioner in accordance with the prescribed guidelines. The expenses so determined shall be paid by the central government. Rule 14B lays down the guidelines for the purpose of determining the expenses for audit under section 142 subsection 2A. The said rule is applicable when the audit under section 142 subsection A is directed by an assessing officer on or after 1st June 2007. The expenses of and incidental to audit, including the remuneration of accountant, quasi-assistants, semi-qualified and other assistants who may be engaged by such accountant, should not be less than rupees 3750 and not more than 7500 for every hour of the period as specified by the assessing officer under section 142 subsection 2C. Such period shall be specified in terms of the number of hours required for completing the audit report. Assessee to be given an opportunity of being heard. The assessee should, however, be given an opportunity of being heard in respect of any material gathered on the basis of an inquiry under section 142 subsection 2 and audit under section 142 subsection 2a, which is proposed to be utilized for the purpose of assessment. If, however, the assessment is in nature of a best judgment assessment under section 144, it is not obligatory for the assessing officer to give the assessee an opportunity of being here before passing an order on the basis of report of auditor. Consequences of failure to get special audit done. In many cases where the assessee is directed to get audit done and the assessee fails to do so, the assessing officer is entitled to make a best judgment assessment under section 144 in addition to imposing penalty or taking such steps as may be necessary under the law. In case where the principal, chief commissioner, principal commissioner or commissioner issued instructions under section 142 subsection 2a nominating a chartered accountant for auditing the assessee accounts, and though the concerned assessee was willing to produce the records, the concerned chartered accountant refused to audit the accounts, a question arose as to whether there was a failure on the assessee part to comply with the directions under section 142 subsection 2a, and consequently the best judgment assessment could be made under section 144 subsection b. The Supreme Court held that if for the frivolous reason the chartered accountant declined to undertake the audit of the assessee accounts, the assessee could not be held responsible. In such case, there was no default or failure to comply with the direction issued under section 142 subsection 2a on the assessee's part so as to attract the provisions of section 144b. The best judgment made by assessing officer was set aside with the directions to appoint another chartered accountant within 1 month to get the accounts audited. Swadeshi Polytechs Limited versus ITO 1983.